Ee, Bugün sizinle İngiltere'deki üniversitelerin akademik hazırlık programlarını veren Into okullarının yetkilisi ile bir webinar eğitimi yapacağız. E, Kendisi burslarla ilgili ve e, nasıl burs kazanabileceğinizle ilgili bilgiler sizinle paylaşacak. Hepinize katıldığınız için teşekkür ediyorum şimdiden. Sorularınız olursa lütfen sorularınızı chat box'a yazın. Sunum sonrasında tek tek yanıt vermeye çalışacağız. Sunumumuz İngilizce olacaktır. Mikrofon ve kameralarınızı da kapalı tutmanızı öneririm. Diana, it's your turn now.
Okay, thank you, Alpha, for the introduction. I would like to say that I understood everything, but unfortunately I did not, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today for this webinar. Today I just wanted to talk about how to successfully prepare yourself for UK higher education, and I work for Into University Partnerships. So, what are we going to discuss today? We'll go through a few points. I will explain what is Into and what we do, why you should consider studying with us, how to choose the best option for you. I'll go through our UK partner universities and the course options that we have on offer, as well as the entry requirements. I'll also give you some information on what sort of documents you will need to prepare for your UK university application. I'll speak briefly as well about what's happening with the pandemic and what can you expect from your UK studies this coming September. I'll also mention some of the prizes that we have on offer, and then there'll be some time for some questions and answers. So you might be thinking, what is Into, and why should you consider study with Into? So Into is a network really of universities. So we work with highly ranked UK and US based universities, and there really we specialize in international student education. So in partnership with those universities, we prepare specific courses for international students only. So over the years, we've helped over 20,000 students from 160 different countries. So really, we do have a lot of experience, and you're definitely in the right place today to find out why you should study with us. We offer a range of courses, starting from English language all the way to postgraduate degrees. And like I said, we work with highly ranked UK and US based universities, and today I'll focus on the UK universities. So why you should consider starting your study abroad journey with us? Well, like I mentioned, we specialize in international student education, and therefore our courses have been designed specifically for international students. So we have extremely friendly academic staff that specializes in international student education. We do have small class sizes, therefore you will get a lot more time with your teachers and professors to ask any extra questions that you may have. They will also have more time with you to go through essays, assignments, and English language support, and so on. So if you were to start a degree in the UK without one of our courses, you would really be left to your own devices, to be honest, at a university. I've gone through that, and I know it's very daunting and very stressful when you start a degree in the UK. So with us, we want to take that stressful part away from you, and we want to provide you with as much support as you may need. And saying that, we do also have really amazing student support team. On top of the academic staff, they are on hand 24/7 to help you with any questions or requests. They also organize very fun excursions and trips. And there's also lots of Into as well as university clubs that you can join. As an Into student, you would have access to all of the facilities on campus of each of our partner universities. so you won't miss out on anything really. And we do also offer very safe and comfortable accommodation options. And our students do extremely well. We have over 90% success rate, so students do progress onto their chosen degrees and they do very, very well. So really, it is your choice where you'd like to study. Like I said, we work with quite a few different UK-based universities. There's a lot of options when it comes to the degrees. So there's thousands of degree options that you can choose from. And you can choose between, studying in a vibrant city centre location, or perhaps you'd rather study in a more rural environment. We have a little bit of everything on offer. Your happiness really is at the heart of everything we do. So like I mentioned, our student support teams are there to help you every step of the way. You'd study with very skilled teachers who have extensive experience. And we really, want you to make wonderful memories and friends for life and enjoy the whole experience. And your success is also very, very important to us. So we have invested in some really great facilities to provide premium living and learning environments, like I mentioned before, with small class sizes. Your progression to our partner universities and their degree options is 100% guaranteed as long as you meet the progression requirements, and we do also give great support and guidance in career development, as well as industry focused courses are provided. Okay, so you might be wondering, what are the actual university options and where can I study? So I'm showing you here a map of the UK. You can see there's quite a few different universities on there. In the UK in general, there are over 120 universities, and we work with a number of those. You can see that, the universities are really spread out. So we work with some in Northern Ireland, some in Scotland, some in the north of England, and then some closer to London. I'm sure you have heard of London, and there are options in the actual centre of London too. So like I said before, there's quite a few different options for you to choose from. So I thought I would go through some of the most popular options, as well as some of the options that you might be most interested in, because I know often Turkish students are very much focused on, those highly ranked universities. So one of them is the University of East Anglia. It's a very highly ranked university that we work with. You can see a picture here of the campus. And here there's another picture as well of the students as well as the campus. So it's located in a city called Norwich. And Norwich is around 2 hours away on the train from central London. So on the weekend, you can still pop in to London to spend some time there if you wish. But everything, is available in Norwich, and you wouldn't really need to go all the way to London to spend some quality time. You can see that they do offer really beautiful campus with premium facilities. The university ranks top 10 in the UK for a wide range of subjects. They're very much known for subjects such as pharmacy and biosciences in general, occupational therapy, developmental sciences, psychology, and so on. And University of East Anglia consistently has been highly ranked within top 20-30 in the rankings. So it's definitely a contender in my mind. One of the other options as well is the University of Exeter. Again, we work with the University of Exeter. You can see a picture here of the main building. So the University of Exeter is part of the Russell Group Universities, which is equivalent to, well, a UK equivalent to the American Ivy League universities, which I'm sure you've heard of. It's again consistently very highly ranked every year. It's very much well known for its courses in business and accounting and finance, as well as psychology. And it welcomes thousands of international students every year. Again, it's located not in London, so it's on the other side. It's on the west side from London, so it's about 2 hours on the train as well to get into London. And it's in a more of a rural location. Exeter is a smaller town, however, it is again, very much a student town, so everything that you might need is there for you. Then we have Newcastle University. Slightly, you can see a different, feel to the university. Very traditional red brick British university with, years of academic standing. It was the founder member of the Russell Group. That's the group of universities that I mentioned just a second ago, equivalent to the US Ivy League universities. It's very, very highly ranked for architecture and, to be honest, many other degree courses as well. As well as the business school is one of the top 20 UK triple accredited business schools. And Newcastle is in the north of England. It's quite a big city, so we'll have a completely different feel to Exeter and Norwich. It's very much, a student city as well because of the university based there. So a slightly different feel to studying in Newcastle. And then moving on to the University of Manchester. You might have heard of the University of Manchester. It's very, very well known, really all around the world. It's extremely highly ranked for many subjects, but I think it's most well known for engineering and architecture, as well as other subjects. So to be honest, it's a really great university. Again, very highly ranked. It's always of interest to many employers as well. If you do have that in mind, a lot of employers do search for the University of Manchester graduates. And it has also invested a lot of money into their facilities. And then last but not least, we have City University of London. So yes, finally, a London-based university. If you are thinking of studying in London, this is a really great option. It's located in in central London. So really you have everything on your doorstep. Again, very much popular with international students, and it's very well known for its business degrees. But they also have some other great courses on offer, such as journalism, economics, and others. So there's, again, lots to choose from there. Okay, so you might as well think, what are the actual options and what can I study? And how does this whole UK university thing work? So here's a graph here for you. You can see that typically British students, but also international students as well, take the A-level courses. So in the UK, students would study for 13 years, and then they would move on to an undergraduate degree. So the equivalent of completing the A-levels is a foundation program, and this is where Into comes into play. So we provide the foundation courses, and often the very good universities, like the ones that I have mentioned, would want you to take a foundation just because they want you to, kind of show that you're kind of an equivalent level to a British student who has completed the A-levels. But some don't ask for that. Some would accept you right away for an undergraduate degree. So it really depends on what option you go ahead with. And then an undergraduate degree lasts for 3 years. That's a typical length. And you can take an international diploma, which is the International Year 1 course. And again, that's where Inter comes into play because we provide the International Year 1 courses as well. So during the foundation and the International Year 1 courses, you'll be studying just with international students in smaller class sizes. You get extra help and support, like I mentioned before, and then you would move over to the main cohort of students. So there's a few different options for you to start your studies in the UK, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other. It really is, you know, very individual, and each student has different case. So it really depends. Okay, so undergraduate degrees. If you were to start straight away with an undergraduate degree, typically you would need to have an IELTS of 6.5. That's the typical requirement. Then typically you would be asked to provide the LISA diplomacy of, well, it depends on each of the universities, but anything from 65 to 85%. And like I said before, some universities do not accept the LISA and they would want you to complete one of our programs. And then we have the International Year 1 course, which is the course that I mentioned we run. So it's equivalent to the first year of a UK degree course, which means that your studies will still last for 3 years in total. You will get additional support and smaller class sizes within that first year. And then in the year 2, you would move over to the main cohort of students. The typical entry requirements will be anything from IELTS 5.0 to 6.0, depending on the subjects that you choose. And the LISA requirement will be anything from 65 to 75%. And I have a video here for you showing you what is the International Year 1 course. And this is an example from University of Exeter. And this is the International Year 1 in Maths and Business, just to give you kind of an idea of what the International Year 1 course looks like. So I'll play that for you.
Diana, we don't hear the voice.
Oh, do you not? I'm not sure how I'll be able to do that in a way. I can hear it, but you can't hear it, yeah?
Because you use your headphone, we can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Let me unplug the headphones then quickly, and I will replug them in.
There are two aspects to this course, really. One is the mathematics and the other is the business applications. Students who come on this programme will be able to do the same programme as the rest of the first years in the university, but they will have that additional time with teachers in small groups here in the Intu Centre that will help them to make that transition from school in one country to a university in another country. The students will have a lot of work to do. They'll do about 10 hours a week of mathematics, 5 hours a week of accounting, management or economics, and then they'll do 6 hours a week of English. So they'll be learning things like how to write essays in the right way, how to do research, how to carry out presentations. One of the nice things about the Maths with Business programme is the students here into University of Exeter are full university students. The maths is taught in the university maths department and the business topics are taught by business school teachers who are specialists in those areas. programme will feed directly into the second year of the Maths with Business degree. At the end of it, the students will be highly numerate graduates. They'll be familiar with accounting or management or economics, whichever is their chosen area. And this type of graduate is highly sought after by employers.
And then we have the foundation course, which is an additional year before you start your undergraduate degree. So really it's aimed at students, who might not be as confident in, speaking in English, who perhaps, need that little bit of extra English language support, or perhaps, you do want to be prepared and have a strong base for your studies before you start your degree. So the typical entry requirements you can see are anything from IELTS 4.5 to 5.5, and then the LISA anything from 50 to 65%. And I have an example of the Foundation in Humanities and Law at Intercity University of London. This foundation will lead you on to many different degrees at City University of London. So I'll unplug my headphones again and I'll play that.
The course I'm doing, Humanities and Law, prepares me for academic study in university.
We try to make it very relevant to the course they're going to study. For this reason, business, humanities and law students learn how to write essay, but they also learn how to write a business plan and how to do a business pitch.
We're doing international relations, we're doing law, we're doing society and culture, which is basically sociology, and then on top of that we have maths for humanities.
Students on this course are assessed in a variety of ways. Part of their assessments in any module would be their coursework, and we usually try to make coursework relevant to what is happening in real life. So this way, they see the relevance of the theories they study, and it also helps them when they start working or start their undergraduate course. They know how it works in real life. On the foundation course, we also focus on academic English and statistics.
These wide variety of subjects develop my mind and basically help me learn as a uni student does.
Our students, when they progress to City, and especially to Carl's Business School, they tend to do really well. And I think this is evidence that, challenging as it is a very good preparatory course.
Background is, what are the different courses and what are the options available for you. Just quickly, I wanted to mention as well what sort of documents you will need to start your application to study in the UK. So we definitely need your high school transcript. It doesn't have to be your final transcript. It can be your transcript from grade 9, 10, 11. And then you can provide us your final transcript once you receive it. So in that way, we will look at your grades and we will see whether you are on track to meet the entry requirements. And we will issue a conditional offer to you. And the condition will be your final grade 12 grades. We will definitely as well need your passport. If you don't have one, you would just need to inform us and we would add it on as a condition. But if you do, then please submit it at the point of making an application. Personal statement will also help. because we do issue scholarships to students, and if you have a good personal statement explaining why you'd want to choose want to study at a specific university, then that might help you receive a higher scholarship award. And then an English language test certificate. That is very, very important. So if you were to take one of our intercourses, such as Foundation or International Year 1, you would need to have a UKVI IELTS academic, which is, well, in theory, it's the same test, but it's taken at a different test location, at a secure test location. So it's just a visa requirement. If you were to take one of the Foundation or International Year 1 courses, you would have to have a UKVI academic IELTS. And if you were to apply directly to a university for a degree course, a standard academic IELTS will be fine. So it really depends on what course you apply for. But the IELTS would definitely be required. And I just wanted to show you some testimonials of Turkish students, just to kind of give you an idea of, you know, what other Turkish students have done, what they have studied with us, and where are they now. So we have Hilmi here, who has done our foundation in business and economics with accounting at Intercity University of London. Then he progressed on to his degree at City in international political economy. He then did a master's in supply chain management, and now he's working in London at a company called Deloitte. And he says that he is still using the knowledge he acquired in the accounting class at Deloitte, and the people at Intercity know what they're doing. Then we have Ali, who also has done a foundation at Intercity in business and economics with accounting. Then he did his degree in business studies at City University of London. And then he also did a master's at Imperial College. Actually, you can't see it on the slide, but he's also now working in London. So he remained in London and he's working in London for a company. So he says that his foundation year was challenging, but he learned so much during it that after completing the foundation, university life was a piece of cake. And then we have Birhan, who has completed our International Year 1 in Management and Business Economics at Inter University of Exeter. And he is now completing his degree in Business and Management at the University of Exeter. So he says that he thinks Inter really helped him to learn how to study when being at a university. And he's glad he chose Inter because he might have missed out if he decided to go directly to the university. So that's the distinction that I mentioned previously between doing our International Year 1 course or going directly to a university. So he says he's glad he chose us because he might have missed out if he went directly to university. And the teachers are really patient and try to emphasize and understand the cultural differences, which really helps. So fingers crossed, I'm sure Birhan will do really well in completing his studies at Exeter this year. And just a couple of slides left, guys. I just wanted to give you an idea on what's happening, you know, with the pandemic. I know it's a very challenging time for everyone. At the moment, a lot of our students are studying online, and this is because unfortunately the UK is still in a national lockdown, so the universities had to shut, but the students have adapted extremely well and they're doing very, very well on the online studies. So what is the plan for the future? Mid-April, the government is planning to ease further restrictions. So they are planning to reopen some of the non-essential shops and schools and things like that. The number of cases is thankfully decreasing. You know, the vaccine has been fully rolled out. So over 30 million people have been vaccinated, and there are more and more people being vaccinated every day. So the plan is to have, you know, everyone in the UK vaccinated by the end of summer. So at least everyone would have had the first dose of the vaccine. And universities really are constantly checking the current restrictions and government guidance because it does really change very often depending on what's happening in the country and, you know, what is the number of cases. So currently everything is looking good. We are hoping that, you know, by September time, we'll be able to welcome you on campus. And there won't be any restrictions, and you know, we'll forget about online learning, fingers crossed. But if not, if there are any restrictions, either there will be hybrid learning options where students would attend some of the classes on campus and some online. And you know, if the worst thing happens and we go into another lockdown, there might be again online learning, but we are hoping that that won't happen. Okay, so very last thing. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation. I just wanted to let you know that for attendees of this webinar, we are offering some amazing prizes. So we are offering free English language tests to 5 students. So this will be an online test, either Duolingo or Password, and you'll be reimbursed for the test. Then we are also offering 1 award of £4,000 scholarship. In the UK, typically scholarship awards are not extremely high, so the £4,000 is a very good award. Please do submit if you are interested. Please get in touch with Atek and Mr. Alper, and please submit a personal statement explaining why you would be the right candidate for the scholarship. And you can receive the scholarship to a number of our UK universities and the courses that we offer them, including into University of Exeter, into University of Stirling, into Newcastle University, into University of East Anglia, and into City University of London. And then we are also offering some lower value scholarships, anything from £1,000 to £3,000 to help you with the cost of the studies. So that's really all from me. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have found this useful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll be very happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Diana. Regarding to scholarships, I want to ask you, do you need a student full application to one of the universities?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, we would need your application as well to be submitted. We can't award a scholarship without an application being submitted. So yes, please send your documents over to Mr. Alper, and he will help you with everything to get the application through to us.
There are some students already applied and received offers. Are they able to apply to those scholarships as well?
Yes, if they have attended, yeah, the webinar, definitely, yes. They are very welcome to do so. That's no problem. Just get in touch with me, and I'm happy to, assign the scholarships.
Okay, there's a question. Does it make any changes on the diploma to study international year 1 instead of normal university year 1 after graduation? Yeah, very good question.
Yeah, very good question. No, it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. You will still receive the same graduation certificate. It will still show your grades and, from all of the years that you've studied. No, it doesn't make a difference. And in fact, the students who have done the International Year 1 course have performed a lot better at the end of the studies. So throughout the whole degree, if they have done our International Year 1 course, because they received that extra help and assistance, in the end, they graduated with much higher grades than those who went in straight in for a degree, because they received that extra help and support in the first year. So I do genuinely very much recommend it. Are there any more questions that we have?
Maybe I will tell a short summary. For the students who has enough English knowledge and high GPA, it's possible to apply for directly year one. But this kind of preparation programs gives you an advantage to study at high-ranked university. We already mentioned Exeter, Stirling, City. These are really high-ranked universities. So just take this opportunity. There's another question. What is the benefit of choosing a Russell Group member university?
Oh, very good question again. Again, you know, it's like Mr. Alper said, Russell Group universities are those leading universities when it comes to research, and they are therefore as well very highly ranked. So if you were to think about it, the professors that work at those universities, they are the leading experts in specific fields of studies, and therefore that gives you the benefit of learning from the experts and the best of the academic staff that there is really in the UK. So that is really the main benefit of studying at a Russell Group university. Plus, you will also, on your CV, if you were to stay in the UK and look for a job afterwards, you would also be, of interest to employers as well. Because if you have, a good university and a good grade from a Russell Group university on your CV, then you're definitely as well a lot more employable in that sense.